Donald Trump embraced crypto and crypto embraced Donald Trump.
Settle on agreement. So this would happen instantaneously, somewhere between $10,000 and $35,000 a coin. And our lives will be, maybe the same, maybe different. I don't know. Probably a little different. It would settle on agreement. So this would happen instantaneously, somewhere between $10,000 and $35,000 a coin. And
told Fox Business News.
Crypto is about freedom, and the crypto economy is here to stay.
Tech space, you are a massive, I didn't realize how big of a crypto guy you are. There's a lot of guys in that boat right now, especially as the price crossed 100,000 for Bitcoin. But as you look to the coming year, okay, is it getting just a little rich, perhaps, if you're somebody who's not in already?
I mean, I guess as we're talking about technology here, and Liz just showed us all these major innovations that are coming. No, there are incredible things that are coming. We've got the most pro-crypto president right now in the United States, 60% of Congress that's on board. This is the moment right now in history where this is the ChatGPT moment for crypto, right? Where it's now coming out to the next level. And Ripple, XRP, is going to be probably the highway that most of the financial systems are going to be driving through here in the future. It will not be Bitcoin.
Another one you like is Ripple. You said it is the coin to be looking at right now.
Absolutely.
Why?
Okay, so Ripple actually was the second largest coin prior to the SEC's investigation of them. They did this really weird lawsuit against them, and basically the Ripple's going to be the track that everything's going to be running on in the future. So they created their own stable coin right now.
Okay.
And Bank of America, like I said, they were doing 100% of their internal transactions. They've got 83 different patents on it, and there's some incredible stuff that's going to be coming out. So
these cynics, though, tell me, only put as much in this space as you're willing to lose. Effectively, as of now, some people say it feels like a casino. Do you agree with that?
The best example I have is this. Don't not get involved with something. Do whatever you would do for a nice weekend away with your spouse.
Okay.
And instead of doing that weekend, maybe put that in crypto. Here's what I'll tell you. 3 to 5 years from now, you either made some real money or you just lost one weekend together. Not a big deal.
I know, but I could have had that vacation,
You
right,
could have had
David?
a vacation or you made your retirement.
XRP to $10,000, 1,000, 100. Well, that's always fun to fantasize about. Let's actually take a deep dive in how that can be possible. If we start to, speculate where the history or where the future of finance is going, we start to figure out things like the new Fednow system is being, released. There's over 470 banks, on the system. But we also see how there's over 9,000 banks that are holding United States money ready to join this new system too. Because if they don't, they'll be left behind. Just like the people who didn't join email, just like the people who didn't, join on the internet. All these people got left behind. That being said, let's take a look at how a coin can actually, fit in place where we can, profit off of one of these coins, right? How could we actually pick one of these, coins that the government's going to use? Okay. Well, I'm not a rocket scientist. I'm not anything. I'm not a financial advisor. This is all for entertainment purposes. Don't do anything that I say or do, or, don't do anything. This is all for just fun. Let's just get that out in the open anyways. I don't want anybody betting the bank on me in case I'm wrong. But I will do this. I will say, let's ask each other a couple questions. All right. There's a new ISO 222 messaging standard, financial standard. It's out there. And this is what all the banks and financial institutions are going to be adopting. We know Fednow is utilizing it, and they have over 470 banks. And we know that there's other banks like Bank of America that are, that have signed up that said, hey, yeah, well, in the future we'll get on board too, things like that. So, and that will all come back in, later on. But we definitely know Wells Fargo's on board. We definitely know there's some big banks on board to this stuff. So, let's get everything back on the rails here. And let's start to say, like, how could we even pick a coin? Well, you be the government. Okay, for a minute. You be the government. And I'm going to present some things to you. Okay. All right. I'm going to show you all these coins. Okay. That we can, that can be utilized with this new messaging standard. Okay. And out of one of these, I'm going to show you everything about it. We're going to basically, take this person, to court, and we're gonna learn everything about it, the ins and outs and everything, and we're gonna even try to expose everything. Okay. All the other ones we don't. Okay, but this one coin we do, and that coin was XRP. It was Ripple. They exposed everything about it. They tried to, if you ask me, it was a bigger plan. Maybe it was a master plan to help every American to have a longer time to get a bigger basket of XRP, because they knew the oil dollar was down, and they knew the only way to really do this was maybe all the people would become little ant, I don't know, holders. Who knows in this master plan of chaos that we have going on today in our financial world. Like I said, this is entertainment purposes only, speculation all day, but it's stuff that makes you think, like, you know what I mean? We were getting ready to adopt everything in 2023. We were a month out, you know what I mean? We were delayed. It's just stuff that makes you, say it. Just, you question the system. The government, the whole time they were telling us all, like, hey, crypto's a scam. Now we have, everything's, to where everybody that you talk to, that when you're investing there, like, man, when are you going to learn that's a scam? Everybody's calling it a scam. And now all of a sudden it's, we're going to be the crypto capital of the world. And now all of a sudden we're going to make an incentive for billionaires and millionaires and to go ahead. Hey, let's cash out of your money because you can put it into cryptocurrency, here soon, because anything that's, can be utilized with this standard and actually can be deemed a utility for this standard. We're going to deem that a currency, and you're going to be okay. So all of the rich people's money, they can flood it into this currency, because guess what? We're going to make an incentive, because we're not going to tax it. We're not going to tax it either. Okay, so that's going to make it a bigger incentive to flood the tsunami of money that nobody has a clue about. Because let me tell you, we're going to take a deep dive into that Fednow. I just wanted to give everybody a look at the seriousness of this Fednow system, the beginning of it. It's definitely the beginning, and there's even a timeline. The Fednow is just one of the systems that's a banking system that works with other systems. It's a banking system that obviously has 9,000 banks and credit unions in the U.S., indicating that a significant portion of the financial institutions have not yet adopted Fednow. Okay, but the crazy thing is that there's a ticking timeline deadline that everything has to run on this new ISO 222 messaging financial standard. So any bank, any institution will be required to run on it. So that's either you have your own form of it, like see Stripe, like if we move up here and we look at Stripe, financial with Stellar, looks like IBM, MoneyGram, Circle, looks like they're working with, Stellar figuring out some things. You know what I mean? The point here is that this is going to be revolutionary. This is going to be life-changing. And I feel like this is like that movie that you watch that says, hey, everybody, don't look up. Don't look up. And then all of a sudden at the end of the movie, that guy's like, hey, they effing lied to us. You know what I mean? That guy lied to us. We're all going to die. Okay, well, let me tell you, the middle class is about to be that. Okay? Don't look up, middle class. Don't look up. It's what they're saying to you. I'm telling you what. Remember, this is all speculation, all whatever, but man, it's weird how things sort of align. And when things sort of align, you need to do some investigating yourself. You need to do some real research yourself. You really need to dig into some of this stuff and say, man, could that be, and then ask yourself, if I was the government using something, what would I use? Would I use the one that I sued the hell out of and deemed it okay? Yeah, probably going to use that one. Okay. Because I sued it so good that I found out I couldn't build it. I couldn't recreate it and be better than it. So I had to use it. Okay. And I couldn't find anything bad about it or anybody involved in it, and surely there's probably some bad things involved in it. Don't misread me anywhere, but I'm just saying this Fednow is the beginning to something big. And then you got Fednow, you have Swift, Swift Financial is another thing. They do 42 million financial messaging, daily. But anyhow, let's get into Fednow. Let's go take a deep dive into this Fednow. Let's see, let's see what Fednow's all about together. All right, here we go.
In today's fast-paced world, time is money. More people, businesses, and organizations are demanding instant payments. That's why the Federal Reserve is developing the Fednow service, a safe and efficient instant payments infrastructure that will modernize the U.S. payment system. The Fednow service will give financial institutions the opportunity to innovate, enabling their customers to send and receive money in seconds, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Funds will settle between financial institutions in real time, which means there's no buildup of interbank complications, and end users will have access to the funds in seconds. How will the Fednow service work? Imagine the owner of a coffee shop is running low on coffee beans and needs to schedule a quick delivery. She places an order, and the coffee bean company sends her a request for payment. She responds to the request for payment and pays for the coffee beans right then and there through an app from her credit union, which uses the Fednow service. Once she initiates the payment, her credit union screens the payment and sends an ISO 20022 compliant payment message, either directly or through a service provider to the Fednow service over the Federal Reserve's FedLine network. The Fednow service instantly validates the payment message and passes it along to the coffee bean supplier's bank. In real time, the supplier's bank confirms to the Fednow service that it intends to accept the payment. And the Fednow
Are we all seeing this together, people? Are we all seeing this? So eventually, this is telling me right here in the middle is the Fednow, and every transaction is going to be filtered through the Fednow. So that means anytime you buy a pack of cigarettes, anytime you buy a dollar Pepsi, anything will go through Fednow. So, that's how big this is going to be. Anyway, let's continue this.
Service debits and credits the master accounts of both the shop owners and the coffee bean suppliers' financial institutions, or the master accounts of their correspondents. The Fednow service also immediately sends a payment message with an advice of credit to the supplier's bank and notifies the shop owner's credit union that settlement is complete. Finally, the supplier's bank credits the supplier's account in near real time, making the funds available. The supplier's bank will have the option of sending a confirmation to the shop owner's credit union that the payment has been posted to the supplier's account, providing the coffee shop owner with certainty that the payment was received. The Fednow service will be designed to be flexible and support a broad range of potential use cases. Banks, credit unions, and other industry providers can use it as a springboard for innovation to support a range of applications such as account-to-account transfers and bill pay. For example, now imagine it's after hours and the shop owner gets a reminder that her car insurance bill is due today. She may be able to avoid a late fee by initiating a bill payment in her credit union app and selecting to pay it now. Later, she repays a friend for a pizza they shared using an app provided by her credit union that clears and settles through the Fednow service. With this service, banks and credit unions can remain competitive by offering the type of payment options customers increasingly expect in today's fast-paced world. The Fednow service will support flexible adoption, allowing financial institutions the option to work with aggregators, processors, and correspondents to adopt the service. Banks and credit unions will also have the option to adopt the full set of Fednow capabilities or sign on as a receive-only participant. The initial launch of the Fednow service will focus on core clearing and settlement capabilities. Additional features will be released in phases to meet evolving industry demands and changes in technology. Get ready for the Fednow service. Learn more at fednow.org.
Wow. So it's like we said, this is going to be huge. This is going to be huge, people. Anyway, like and subscribe. We're gonna take more deep dives into a lot of this stuff because we need to be informed. You need to be informed, people. You need to be informed. You know, when we ask like what are ISO 2 compliant coins, you know, there's you know, and you grok that on Twitter, you know, it gives you a list of them. XRP XLM and XDC. It's really interesting, people. Take a look at this information. We'll look at it later together. This is a really long one. First time I've ever talked. So look forward to talking more. Thank you. Have a good night.
It's impossible to think in the near future that 100% of our assets will get digitized. So you still need to have a balance between the old and the new. You still need to risk manage that really well. And most importantly, you can't lose track of the client experience, right? So that's why the infrastructure component is really important. And that's where we're going to double down our efforts. And I have been calling on the industry, and I hope, forgive me, because I'm going to do it again now, right? We shouldn't be competing on infrastructure. Nobody wins on infrastructure. You need scalability, you need resiliency, you need safety.